Hi fragrance friends, Danielle here. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to do a quick video tonight since I actually put my face on and got dressed up and left my apartment. So that's basically the only motivation. I kid. Also the fact that there is a house I've been wanting to talk to you about for a while now. Now this is just a totally independent video, obviously. I make videos based on fragrance houses that I tend to appreciate and like. And there's one that I've discovered recently that I really felt deserved a video because I don't really see a lot of other people talking about them. And yet I think they make some really great fragrances that are worth your examination and sniffing. So this house is called Shay and Blue. And this is an English fragrance house. And the first time I really became acquainted with the house was over the summer when Lucky Scent made their summer edit suggestions, which fragrances to get for the summer. And White Peaches by Shay and Blue happened to be on the list. And I thought to myself, well, I'm not really a huge fan of fruity fragrances. So I just kind of thought, okay, well, I'll move on and come back to it later and see if I still feel like investigating more. And I just didn't come back to it. Fast forward to the fall when I placed another order with Lucky Scent and I got a sample of White Peaches by Shay and Blue. And I was actually very excited because I hadn't really thought twice about it during the summer when it was a big thing, when it was new. So I got the sample and I tried it and I fell in love at first sniff. It was just really beautiful. And there was something nostalgic about it. I can't really put my finger on it, but it reminded me of something from years ago that I found comforting and made me happy and felt really nice. So I immediately bought White Peaches and then I went back and I bought a few other fragrances by Shay and Blue, both blind and with testers, with samples to make sure that I really was kind of vibing with the house. And so I definitely find myself really having a lot of appreciation for this house now. And I really wanted to make a video to share with you some of the fragrances that I own now from Shay and Blue and to encourage you to give it a try. So the very first fragrance I bought, first of all, I love their boxes. Their boxes are so cute. They're with the little stripes, kind of a nautical theme. The bottles are really cute. The boxes look different depending on what fragrance you're getting. I apologize for the mess. This is the apartment of a third-year doc student in her last semester. In her last semester of coursework. So that's actually really exciting for me. I'm officially finishing my last class here at the end of the semester, beginning of next semester. So that's exciting. And then it's just dissertation. So go me. So this is an examination here of, I don't know if it's in focus or not, of White Peaches. So the presentation is really cute and whimsical, which caught my eye as well. I do love a really good presentation. And the bottle is so cute too. The bottle is adorable. But what's even better is how it smells, obviously. This reminds me of something. I don't know what it is. So if you ever smell it and it reminds you of something, let me know because I feel like there's definitely something out there that this reminds me of. I don't know if it's maybe a perfume that I used when I was a kid or something else that is doing some really important memory recall for me right now. And that's not to say if I did wear something that smelled like this when I was younger, it's not to say that this is a juvenile fragrance because this is not. I think this is a mature, beautiful, well-composed peach fragrance for people of all ages. And what I really like about Shay and Blue fragrances is that they're natural. And I have not yet encountered a Shay and Blue fragrance that is full of complex, undetectable notes or anything. It's a house that really sticks to basic ingredients and basic notes. And that's not to say it's simple because it's definitely not a fragrance house that is based on simple fragrances. The fragrances are all beautiful and well composed, but they are inspired by nature. So this is a natural fragrance spray, as you can see here on the bottom of the bottle, if you can read that. It's a natural spray, and it just smells like peaches. It's totally uncomplicated. There aren't 900 other notes in here complicating it. It smells like peaches. It's a great fragrance, I think, for the summertime. I would say it's more for women, but I can see it being unisex also. To me, I've had to really kind of open up my own mind to the idea that feminine fragrances can be worn by men and masculine fragrances can be worn by women. So that's been something that I've been enlightened to in my journey in the fragrance community. So with that being said, this is a beautiful fragrance. I can see Shay and Blue fragrances being very layerable. I'm sure people are probably thinking, well, how, it's another English fragrance house with natural elements in it. How is it different from Jo Malone? And that's a good question. I have a lot of Jo Malone fragrances. As you know, I've made plenty of videos about Jo Malone. I think that this fragrance house takes it a little further, in fact. There are other notes interspersed with the main ones that the fragrances are named after, but I really like the composition of this fragrances, this fragrance house's offering. So I think that they're really pretty, and they're inspired, and they are natural, and they're fresh, and it's a boutique perfumery. So there aren't millions of people out there who are going to be wearing the same thing as you, which is also really nice. I kind of like novelty in fragrance. So Shay and Blue was created in London in 2012, and I just think it's really great. This was the first time I heard of them when I learned of White Peaches on Lucky Scent, so I was really happy to have that opportunity. So next, I bought a few others. I can't remember which one I bought next. I think maybe I bought English Cherry Blossom. So let's talk a little bit about that. So English Cherry Blossom, again, comes in a similar box to that of English or to White Peaches. And I like White Peaches an awful lot, but I really think that English Cherry Blossom is my favorite fragrance so far by Shay and Blue. It's so pretty. It's like it stays on your skin for a long time too. For a natural fragrance, it has great longevity and sillage. When you first put it on, it smells just really floral, and it mellows down to like a nice, really creamy, beautiful fragrance. I love it. I think it smells so pretty. I've been in England, and not in the spring necessarily, but I can see the inspiration in all of these fragrances of England. It's a love letter to England, I think, the fragrances by this particular house. So English Cherry Blossom is a beautiful floral, but it's not aggressive. It's like a warm, fruity kind of floral that mellows down to a nice creamy fragrance and will stay on your skin for a while. You might not smell it yourself, but other people will, because believe me, long after I stopped being able to smell it on myself, people were still picking it up like wafts of it. So it's a high quality fragrance. It's going to stay on your skin for a while, and it's going to continue to evolve and change as you wear it. And I also think that it's a fragrance house where the fragrances tend to really evolve, specifically based on who's wearing it. Like, I've had a couple of people wear this fragrance, and it smells different on all of us, but in a beautiful and unique kind of way. So English Cherry Blossom is my next favorite fragrance. I got a couple others that I was kind of hesitant about, because I may have mentioned earlier in the video, I don't really love fruity fragrances. And I think the reason why I don't love fruity fragrances is because growing up, when you're at the mall, all these stores have these like aggressively fruity fragrances. I feel like people think that young people want to smell fruity fragrances. And so a lot of these kind of body sprays and whatnot just kind of hit you over the head aggressively with fruit fragrances. So I just totally kind of zoned out of fruity fragrance world. And this is the first time I'm really coming back to it, aside from my involvement with Jo Malone. But as I mentioned before, I really am interested in this house, and I really like it a ton. So the next one, and again, remember, I don't speak French. I've made this disclaimer in other videos. This is Framboise Noire, which I believe is raspberry, right? I actually haven't worn this one yet. So this is like a deeper, darker kind of raspberry. It's like a berry-inspired fragrance. It's deeper and it's darker. Actually, I'm going to spray it on and see what it smells like on me. I'm already wearing a fragrance, so hopefully that's not too. I'm going to tip-tap. Yeah, that's really sexy. This is like a sexy, fruity fragrance, but it's not aggressively fruity. It's more like you got that kind of the noir element, right? You've got kind of that darker, spicy element mixed with a really pretty raspberry fragrance. I really like this. It would be great for evening wear. I could see this being a really great winter fragrance or a fall fragrance as well, whereas definitely English Cherry Blossom and White Peaches are definitely more of summer fragrances. But this is one that I feel like could be worn in the cooler months and be really good for cooler weather and having that staying power that you need in the cold temperatures. So this is definitely different from the other two, which are kind of more whimsical and lighthearted. This is definitely a deeper fragrance with more depth and darkness. But not to say like I don't want to say darkness in like a negative way because it's definitely not. It's a richer fragrance. Framboise Noire by Shay and Blue. All right, next up is Blackberry Woods, also by Shay and Blue, because this is a video on Shay and Blue. I've been told that people like my house videos, so when I make a video based on one particular house, I think people tend to like it because maybe I have a house that I like that you don't know about. For example, Shay and Blue. So this is Blackberry Woods, which is exactly what it sounds like. So this is also another fragrance that I would recommend for the cooler months. This is definitely blackberry, but not aggressively so. It's not super fruity. It's got some of those like wood elements in there. There are definitely some like inspirations from wood, different kinds of trees, I imagine. I didn't actually look at the note breakdown. I did a blind smell on these to explain it to you. So it's definitely like, it's a warmer fragrance. It's got that light, creamy fruitiness, but on the other hand, it also has some of those wood elements. So I'm not smelling any particular type of wood, but it's in there, and it's kind of that more green, fruity fragrance, but also with a nice creamy, like deeper element. It's actually really nice, very classy fragrance, and I can see it being very good for this time of year. Let me spray it really quick. I don't have any tester strips. They're all in my room, but I'll spray it on the tissue because I'm classy like that. So nice. It's like also there's like a bit of a floral hit in there too. Really nice. Fruity, floral, and then you've got some of that wood element in there that's really nice as well. This is definitely a unisex fragrance for sure. And I would also say that Framboise Noire is as well. Again, they're all, I believe, unisex, but there are some that I think are more unisex than others. And Blackberry Woods is one of them. Now to my final offering. And this is funny. This is my most recent acquisition from Shay and Blue. This is Salt Caramel. And so I never would have purchased this fragrance prior to this year. There's something about this year. And I decided that I like gourmand fragrances suddenly. But not spicy gourmands. Like, I'm not really a big fan of like super spicy gourmands. I like vanillic, caramelly type gourmands. And that's where Salt Caramel comes in. This is also definitely a unisex fragrance. I can see it working for a man or a woman. This is just, oh God, this smells like those tins of popcorn you get around the holidays. It smells like a bit like vanilla pudding to me too. Like it's got a childhood kind of recall to me. Like when my mom makes vanilla pudding, it smells like that. It's just, you can smell the salty in there. You can smell the salt. You can smell the caramel. It's warm and it's rich and it's homey and it's comforting and it reminds you of baking. And I have a lot of really good things to say about this fragrance because it smells really pretty. I actually wear it to bed because it's really comforting to me. Maybe on a rainy day, I'll wear it also when I need a little bit of a pick-me-up. Salt Caramel by Shay and Blue. It's just really nice. It's just like, it's like your grandmother is baking in the kitchen, but not like, you don't smell like a cookie or anything. You just smell like comfort. That's really the best way I can put it. It smells like comfort. It's a really beautiful fragrance. And I can see you wearing it in a variety of situations, a variety of types of weather, a variety of seasons. And it's just really pretty. It was a very pleasant surprise for me. It was a blind buy. And I'm just really excited about it. So that's Salt Caramel. So those are the fragrances that I have so far in my collection from Shay and Blue. I look forward to getting more. There are some other ones that I think would be well suited for this time of year. I live in the East Coast of the United States and it's getting cool here. It's in the 40s today. So I'm thinking I think there's a dandelion and fig. There are some other fragrances too. The best selection for this house is on their own website, which is shayandblue.com. You can also get them on Lucky Scent, and I'm sure you can get them in some stores over in the UK as well. But for us who live in the United States here, who would like to purchase, check out the Shay and Blue website and also check out Lucky Scent because Lucky Scent is where I first learned about it. And again, this is just a video that I'm making because I like the house and I'm really excited about it. And I definitely think that it deserves more attention than it's getting. So hopefully you'll give Shay and Blue a chance, kind of learn about their fragrances. If you have experience with this house, I would really love to hear from you. So drop a line below and tell me what you think about it, which ones sound good to you. Do you have any questions about it? And I definitely think that this is one of those kind of unsung hero houses, honestly. So I'm really excited to share it with you. I hope you learned something new today about a new fragrance house that might have some fragrances that might work for you, especially if you like kind of that natural, really straightforward fragrances. So I think, you might wear a fragrance and people might ask you what's in there, and it's really complex and it's hard to say. But with Shay and Blue, that's not a problem. I mean, there are levels of accords and notes in their fragrances, but they're straightforward. Like, you get what you buy. You buy white peaches, you get white peaches. Like, that's it. And I think it's really refreshing in this day and age of complex fragrances to actually see a fragrance house making naturally based fragrances based on naturally occurring elements that actually smell the way that they say they're going to smell. So it's been fun for me to introduce you to Shay and Blue today. And if I have any other future purchases from them, which I'm sure I will, I'll update you. And I look forward to hearing from those of you who have maybe had experience with the house, or if you're planning on looking into the house, I would love to hear that too. So wherever you are in the world, stay safe. I know we've got more regulations coming down on us here starting in a few days. So stay safe, stay healthy, and stay fragrant. Bye.